Hello, and welcome to most likely the finale of the last train home here. We've arrived at Vladivostok. We have 2 days to spare, and we're going to get started. And this time there really is no turning back. Okay, you've stopped in Vladivostok. The train is quiet and calm. The soldiers are focused on the conflict ahead. The ship home should be waiting for you there. Alfred Krause approaches you. Captain Langer has left the train. He hands you a letter. The soldiers don't seem surprised. I can only apologise for the trouble I have undoubtedly created by my actions, but the burden of command has been yours from the start. Despite my belief it should have been my duty to lead our soldiers home, the fortress must be secured and the line of the enemy armies held. I have instructed our legionaries in everything they need to know. My journey ends here. Goodbye, Major. We've all read the letter. We're ready to fight, every one of us. Right. You can't help but admire the unity of your soldiers. Right. Artillery strike is available. Good, good. In a sec, because if it weren't, we're going to have to go back and get someone on that. Right. Almost all tier 5. Not quite, but almost all. Who can we bring then here? Let's edit the squad. Right. Get them, get rid of them. Them and them. Right. That will be our main fighting force. Then we're going to probably want some snipers. So, scout. And we want our best. So he handed us the letter. We can send him back in. There we go. We've got to bring her, of course. Because they've been with us pretty much right since the off. We've had him a while now. We can level, get him put on there. Right. Let's bring you back to the squad. And where are you? Yeah. 5 best snipers, so death zone on all of them. They've all got camouflage. We've got some scouting. Got 2 people with it. Critical shots, we've got 2. Right. It'll probably work. Other units. Dangerous mine, yep. Control burst, machine gun, it's got some grenades. They've got mines, lovely. And we've got this guy who's got dangerous mine, extra padding, grenade. Lovely. That'll probably do. Everyone's kitted out with the best guns. Let's confirm them in. Give them enough to survive the cold. I don't want anyone coming back with sniffles. Right. We'll deploy the squad. Here we go. Loud as we like. Use all the artillery we need. Shell them into the dirt. And then head onwards to the boat. Get on that ship and get the hell out of here.
After many miles and hardships, we finally made it to Vladivostok. One last challenge remains. We must capture and hold the fort and all its artillery so the ship can come for us. Captain Korolev and his unit of the White Army are also in the city. Let's try and meet with them. Well, this is it, soldiers. Now, rally one last time.
Ready.
For the Legion and the Republic. We should attempt to make contact with the local resistance. They may help us yet again.
Moving.
Right.
On my way. Finding cover.
Enemy spotted.
Taking position.
Let's not deal with that. Okay.
Something to hide behind.
Let's
Yes.
get everyone grouped up.
Mm-hmm.
Group 1.
Sir?
And our snipers. Group 2.
Yes, sir. Assuming position.
Okay.
This spot will do.
Deploying.
Here will do.
And can you quite? No, I can't quite reach, but whatever.
Orders, sir. You can
Pick
bet
him
on it.
off.
Yes.
Pick him off.
Yes.
Pick him off.
Engaging. Orders.
And we'll use a crit shot on him if any of them come near towards us.
I think that was the last of them.
Right.
Ready.
Anyone following round to investigate? No.
Consider it
Okay.
done.
I'll see to it. Finding cover.
Enemy spotted.
Oh, hello. Right, they're probably wondering what the hell that was.
Checking position.
I'm also wondering why they were shooting then. Right.
No hiding, mate. Looks like we're clear. What is it? Understood.
Right.
Yes.
Probably don't need it, but there's stuff here.
Moving.
What do we
I'll
have
look.
over this way?
Sir,
Nothing.
if you
Right.
say so. Hey, enemy spotted.
Oh, they just suddenly saw us all, didn't they?
He's in my sights. All quiet for now.
Moving!
Okay, one of them got nicked a little.
I'm listening.
Squad 1 can probably
Better
move up
option.
now.
Yes.
Right.
Checking position. Right you are. I'll look. Enemy.
That's a good job we checked.
Understood. Assuming position. Enemy spotted. Let's keep this quiet. I'm going.
Okay, we are caught up between a bunch of guys here.
On
Okay,
my
who
way.
wasn't on silent mode?
He's in my sights.
Enemy spotted.
Yes!
Everyone on silent mode.
Enemy spotted! If you say so.
Right. We're camouflaged up here. As long as we're still.
Understood. On my way.
So, there's another mission icon over there, right on the side of the map next to the end. You almost can't
Understood.
spot it. I'm going to say, because there's two side missions, I was kind of
Going.
assuming that they both must be over here on the same area or something, or maybe once we'd done one it'd lead us to the other, but
Moving.
nope. It's down there, you can barely see it by the N on the map.
Yes.
Right,
Legionaries, come! Captain Korolev was waiting for you. We and Lieutenant Belov's unit have been sent here with orders to kill or capture you on sight. Captain Korolev has no intention of following this absurd order, and our unit stand firmly with him. But Belov is ready to kill you or die trying. Gentlemen, prepare for a difficult battle. They are professional soldiers, but we have proven ourselves as well. The time they were our allies is over. They are the enemy. For the Tsar and the glory of Russia!
Let history recall the strength of a Russian promise. Legionaries helped us in our hour of need. Today, we can help them in theirs. Finding cover.
They are truly our brothers. We cannot let them fall in battle.
Orders, sir? On my way.
right, well... we probably want to get the rest of our
Better
squad
option,
over
yes.
there then. I think
Yes,
we've
sir.
mostly cleared the way.
Taking position. Taking cover.
Yes.
Right, where can we take some cover?
Assuming position. Enemy.
Weapons free, go, go, go!
Assuming
then moved
position.
up.
Enemy spotted.
Where's that tank? Goodbye, tank. It didn't kill the tank. Right, we're screwed.
Yes, you're home. It's finding cover. Waiting. Enemy spotted. He's in my sights.
What else have we got here?
Orders?
Yes. Ready.
Oh, God.
Uh-huh. What is it? Orders? I'm injured.
Ah.
What is it? Ready. Yes. Call that a wound? Yes.
Ready? Taking cover.
Right, rest of the squad, get
Orders?
the hell over there.
That's just a scratch.
Right.
Orders, sir.
Okay, we have a resistance group to contact.
I'm all ears.
Okay. You snipe that man.
If you say so.
You two get the hell behind something. Not you,
Yes.
you and
Finding cover.
I'm ready. You'll live.
Yes. Assuming position.
did not click on. Like,
Yes.
why did they all
Changing
suddenly?
location.
Listening.
Why did all of them run? I clicked on one of them, whatever. Okay.
Orders?
Kill
That's
him
just a
next.
scratch.
I don't see any movement.
You live.
I'm all ears. Finding cover.
So does this give us any benefit in
Finding
the coming
cover!
fight? Anything at all? No? We've got one badly wounded rifleman left.
Finding cover.
Excellent. Appreciate the support.
I'm all ears.
And we're one artillery
Finding
strike
cover.
down. And we've now got 2 wounded. Like, gravely wounded people. Excellent. Right. We'll drop a save there, and now we'll look about getting in contact with that resistance group. Right. Right.
Sir?
Let's have a look then. There was a large group, wasn't there? A large enemy group patrolling around here-ish.
Taking cover.
Let's put silent mode on.
Finding cover.
We'll stealth over to here.
Finding cover.
Okay. Let's see what we've got.
Checking position. I'll take a look. I'll keep my head down. I'll look. Checking position. Vehicle spotted. Understood.
Right, over there. Okay.
On the move. Moving.
Legionaries, please take this truck to the warehouse. If the Reds catch us with the cargo, they will kill our families.
As you wish.
Okay. Well, we've got a mystery truck. I don't know what this has got to do with everything.
Enemy
With
spotted.
anything, but yeah, okay. And that's that patrol. Go! Drive! Drive truck! What? Oh, for God's sake.
I'm all ears.
Oh, and all the units have glitched out.
Orders, sir. Assuming position.
They're all invisible now. Okay, that's going to have to be reloaded. Right. We'll try that again then. We might want to see if we can destroy these patrols on the way though this time.
Orders, sir.
So... they're quite far down over here, weren't they?
Moving.
Right.
I'm going.
And movement's going to be a bit awkward now because they're all a bit well, a few of them are a bit injured, but others aren't. So they're all moving at different speeds now.
I'll look.
Yeah, they weren't there before.
I'll take a look. Enemy spotted.
What's happening here though?
Enemy.
So is that the local resistance? I guess that's what it's meant to be. Okay.
Yes, sir. As
Okay.
you wish.
Let's go and talk to these guys. again and see if it does it spawn those in then. Because I was going to say, I'm sure when I went out there were nothing there.
Moving.
Legionaries, please take this truck to the warehouse. If the Reds catch us with the cargo, they will kill our families.
No.
Your order?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, for God's sake, right. Select the truck, not the units in the truck, because it weirds out if you do that. Right.
Enemy.
Your orders, sir? A better option, yes.
Sir?
Right.
Checking position.
I'll take a look. Righto. Checking position.
Okay.
I'm here. Yes, sir.
Ready? Yes, sir. On my way. Mm-hmm. Moving out. A better option, yes.
Right.
Taking position. Understood.
Let's be
Enemy.
very...
Taking position.
very careful
I'm listening.
about what we do here.
Orders, sir. I'll look.
Uh-oh.
Checking position.
Your orders. Taking position.
Here, catch!
Safe for now, I guess.
Moving. Yes.
Right.
I'm listening. Moving out.
Squad 1 are going to take point.
A better option, yes.
Squad 2
Enemy
are going to
spotted.
hold up in the truck.
Ready.
On my way. Taking cover.
Right.
Orders,
Squad
sir.
2.
Enemy spotted.
Not possible.
God's sake, here we go.
Deploying. Yes. Yes. Something to hide behind. Moving. He's a dead man. Enemy. Yes, sir.
Did I see then? I think I did.
Checking position.
Right.
Your
Squad
order.
1.
Understood.
Enemy spotted.
Sir. No hiding, mate.
Ready? Grenade! Another for the grave. A bloody business. Taking aim.
Ready.
Finding cover.
Yes!
And go out there and
See him.
insta-kill that guy.
What is it? Understood.
Your orders.
Let's get someone driving the truck. We can start pulling that through then.
I'm all. Yes, sir.
Might as well now.
Ready. Taking position. Finding cover. Sir? Finding cover.
Right. Let's get this truck to the warehouse.
You are here for your ship, aren't you?
Listening.
Here's a
keep my
little
head down.
present to
Right,
help
right.
you get into the fort. The Reds just leave equipment
Taking
around. They think we are all collaborators or too afraid to do anything against them.
The Reds must know I love blowing
ready.
things up. Let's breach some fort walls.
That's just a scrap.
Found explosives.
We'll get them healed up as well.
Say the
Might
word.
as well.
Moving.
Because we've got plenty of supplies. And I am itching to use them.
Okay,
Right.
I'm going.
Side, make an alternative entry point through the walls. I like the sounds of that. Right.
Assuming position. Changing location.
Okay.
Enemy. He's in my sights. I see him.
I think that was the last of them.
Right. Let's drop a save. Just in case.
Yes.
Our alternate route should be available just up ahead.
Understood. Assuming
Enemy
position.
spotted.
Кажется, я что-то видел.
He won't get far.
Эй, ты, стой!
On my way.
Right.
Yes, enemy.
Okay, who's going? There we go.
That should do it. Finding cover.
Right.
Yes.
Let's see what we're up against
Checking
here.
position. Ready.
I'll take a look. Enemy spotted.
Кто здесь?
Right you are, sir. Checking position. Enemy spotted. Yes. I'll take a look.
Ah, so we would have been against machine guns there.
Никого нет.
Honestly, not as crazy well
I'm here,
defended as I
as you wish.
was expecting it to be.
Understood.
Very good, we're inside. Now let's take control of the fort.
Moving.
Enemy spotted.
On the move.
Grenade!
Я что-то видел. Лучше пойти.
Look out.
Ready?
Heavy weapon.
Assuming position. Taking position. Enemy.
Right.
Taking aim.
Лучше пойти где-нибудь.
Moving. Enemy spotted.
Мне нужно поспать. Стой!
Understood. Enemy.
Враг!
Attacking.
Ooh.
He's in my sights.
Orders? He won't get far.
I'm waiting. That's just a scratch.
Right.
Orders. Taking cover.
Enemy
Okay.
spotted.
We're nearly at the end.
Finding cover.
Right. Let's try and scout ahead a bit better this
Checking
time.
position. Enemy.
Listening. I'll take a look.
No more
Enemy spotted.
random machine guns catching us off guard. Thank you. Honestly, I think we can line up here and just set up a death zone, or even get up here and just go
Yes?
nuts.
Your orders? Taking cover.
I genuinely do.
Finding cover.
You think they'd have... Oh, is that not a... Oh no, it's not a ramp, it's a fallen. Okay. So I have to go all the way around there.
Enemy
Right, got
spotted.
it. Okay.
Here will do. This spot will do.
Here is good.
Here's fine. Deploying.
Yes? Taking cover.
I'm all ears.
Snipers! Ready! Fire at will!
I'm listening. Enemy! Finding cover!
Get this one guy. Is it coming round or? Got him.
Taking cover! On my way.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Consider it done.
I'm here. Taking cover.
The fort
Righto.
Enemy spotted.
is ours.
Let's see what's there. Yes?
A better option, yes.
Getting some cover.
I'm
Our
ready.
medic could probably use that
I'll see
medical
to it.
supply thing there.
The Reds won't give up easily. Shore up the defenses and prepare for enemy reinforcements to arrive.
Okay. We've got 2 minutes to put up some defences. Saved. Right. And there's a tank available. Right. We are going to have them coming in from... Apparently, so I'm guessing that is the front. And then it looks like the sides. So here. And over here. Right, gotcha.
Yes?
Your
Let's
orders.
get these two. They're quite badly injured.
Understood.
Into the tank.
What is it?
We'll
If
get
you say so.
a
Yes?
machine gunner at each of these spots.
Taking cover.
And let's try a
Orders, sir.
sniper too.
Taking cover.
I'm ready.
There isn't really a good spot there for a sniper, is there? Maybe we could
Assuming
put her
position.
further back and snipe over into... Yeah, that might work. Who else is there left to position? Then we've got 3 grenadiers and a
Ready.
sniper. Guess
Finding
they
cover.
can make the front line here then. Right. We can park the tank here and just move it to where it's needed most. Just kind of move it around. Speaking of, let's get it moving. We have got a field howitzer, though... It might not have the desired range we're wanting.
I'm all ears. Here will do.
Orders, sir. Here's fine. Yes. Deploying.
So that's brilliant there.
Say the word.
Yeah,
Here is
that def
good.
zone covers that really well.
What is it? Assuming position.
We can put him here. That'll
Here's
cover
fine.
the front.
Ready. Assuming
Put
position.
these up here so they just get them as they run in.
Your orders, sir.
Maybe we'll put one of them
Finding
over here with
cover.
him to help. Right, the tank's just about in position. We'll move the tank to just wherever we're being attacked at the time. Sounds good. Right. We'll just have to hope we hold. It looks like we could
Here
have
they
possibly
come.
repaired a
Stand your
bridge as
ground.
well to get in here.
Our position has been detected by the enemy aircraft. Let's move before their artillery tears us to shreds.
Move everyone?
Enemy.
Ah, right, okay. Light tank. Oh.
Enemy spotted.
Yeah, okay. Right, well,
Spotted.
so far so good.
Enemy.
Uh-oh.
Yes, moving out. I'm injured.
I'm waiting. Yes, sir.
Ooh. Right, we need to stabilise him
That's just a scratch.
Damn it.
and heal him.
You'll live.
This is not a great spot, really, is it? I
Yes?
think we need to pull back from there.
A better option, yes.
Say the word.
Sir. As you wish.
I think we'll send him round the back here.
Yes? That's just a scratch.
Ready as I'll ever be. Assuming position.
Not great though, is it?
Our position has been detected by the enemy aircraft. Let's move before their artillery tears us to shreds.
Yes?
Back
Assuming
round
position.
there. Let's do it like that then.
Deploying.
Orders! Ready! Engaging! Enemy!
Right, we have got one more artillery barrage available, but I don't think we'll need it. Got the tank in here. There we go. The tank will be needed. Right, they've both stopped. Call it in. Probably done. Oh dear.
Ready!
I'm waiting.
I'm
You
gonna need a
live.
medic there.
Sir! I can do that. Something to hide behind.
Ooh. Right, let's get them out of there.
I'm here. On the move.
And we're gonna put them on the
Understood.
artillery howitzer at the back.
I'm all ears.
They
Something
might
to
have
hide
one
behind.
really good wave left in them at this point. And it's probably gonna come from the front because they've not attacked there yet.
Deploying.
Orders?
Where's the other guy gone?
Yes. Moving.
What are you doing? Weird pathing glitch, eh? On the looks.
Say the
Right.
word. Taking cover.
20 seconds.
Yes? Yes. Changing location.
That might be it. I mean, it's 0. Oh,
Such a shame Captain Langer is not with us. Our duty is done. It's finally time to go home. Our new republic awaits.
one last level 5. And you saved everyone's asses in that one. And you finished off that tank. Right. There we go. Emotions. But honestly, I'd give them all one if I could. I think for the last one... Oh, answering... Ah! They did, so yeah, cause that guy, so that commander got shot. He took a cannon shell to the face. I thought that was just meant, like it was meant to be that he died there, but oh well. Right, whatever. So they died heroically to an enemy tank. We couldn't have done much more. I mean, we did call an artillery strike into it and then snipe the hell out of it. So I don't think we could have killed it any faster than we did. Right. I guess that's that then. There's a cacophony of explosions, gunfire and screaming in the distance, and then suddenly the madness ceases. There could be no clear sign to the legionaries that they can now leave the city in earnest. Hearing rushing footsteps splatting and crunching in the snow, the clanking and rattling of guns moving nearer, all of you are alerted. Some of the soldiers don't wait for any order and point their weapons in the direction of the sounds. All the weapons are lowered down as soon as the legionaries emerge from behind a corner. They've won. The Reds have lost the city. The soldiers finally realise it. They can leave Russia and go home. The passage to the ship and out of the docks is now clear. Shortly after the victory, the harbour is full of hustle and bustle as the legionaries are boarding the ship. Some of them are carrying quite a lot, and some are leaving their stuff behind. One of the soldiers is carrying a cat. You have no idea where it came from. At the front of the ship's deck, you see Captain Langer standing, alone in his coat, looking into the distance, puffing his pipe. You joining in his silent vigil. It will take several hours before you exchange some words. But at this very moment, you just stand there, refusing to look back at the harbour behind you. None of you would be here if you were not looking forward. Before the ship sails out, you look at each other. You cannot possibly name all the emotions which you see in his eyes, but one thing you are certain of, you feel the same. At which point we recreate the scene from the Titanic, where we hold Captain Langer out, and he puts his arms to the sides as if he's flying. And no, let's go to the end here. Journey summary. Here we go.
Home. It felt like a dream from another life. And yet, it was real. The freedom we had fought and died for. We desired nothing more than to retreat into the loving embrace of our mother country, our families, our old lives. At first, I struggled with the guilt. Were we really heroes? What mark did we leave on the Russian land and its people? Their civil war raged for several years after our departure. In time, I came to accept that I survived. I even found some purpose in writing. My first book was a fictional account of what we went through, dedicated to the Major who brought us home, and to the memory of those we lost. Today, the name of the Legion still rings proud. Together, we caught the imagination of the world and found our place within it.
So, there we go. We're at the end. I think in total, I was looking just before this, and we've gone well over 40 hours into this, I think, at this point. A surprisingly long game. I was honestly expecting it to be about around the 20-hour mark, but it seems to have been quite a bit longer. I think that's alright. I think we're certainly getting a bit long in the tooth at the end. You know, I was ready to have finished it probably by around midway through chapter 8. I was ready for that to end, but it outstayed its welcome a bit. But it's one of those things with games. You kind of want to... And you can't really do this without just having loads of people playtest it, but you kind of want to find that moment where the game's just getting a little bit to the point where it outstays its welcome. And then you want to start wrapping it up, which he more or less got right. Like I say, I think it was maybe like half a chapter too long, but you know, it's not a whole big deal. I think that's actually, again, considering that usually to get that right you'd have to be very good at designing it, and you'd probably need to have dozens and dozens of people playing it all the way through and testing it to kind of get the balance right on that. But that said, so a few thoughts on the game then. So I think when it comes to the overall concept of it, I really like this sort of, you know, you've got this long journey ahead and you've to resource management and things all the way across. I do like those types of games. There's not all that many of them. Probably the most famous amongst them, you've got things like I think the first one that ever was Oregon Trail, wasn't it? But you know, probably more recently, that's a bit more famous, will be something like Faster Than Light or something along those lines. But I do like those kinds of concepts, and I think having played it, so I think the RTS part of the game, what I would say, the real-time strategy segment, I think was probably weaker than the overworld stuff, but honestly, genuinely not bad. It's, you know, I wouldn't go as far as say, oh, it wasn't bad, it's, you know, it did the job. No, it went up, it was better than I would have expected it to have been from a, I mean, it's not like a massive team, this. My understanding, it's an indie company, so I would say a few things I noticed. Now, obviously, there was some jankiness and bugs there. So, a few missions ago, we had that mission where we were meant to stealth all the way through, and then at the end, they'd put like some gunfire going past that was purely there for show and atmosphere. Provided nothing to the actual game other than just atmosphere for the level, but it could apparently alert enemies, and we found ourselves having to reload that a few times. So there were some obvious, you know, there were little issues, some bugs here and there, and obviously that's going to need a bit of looking into. But you know, again, it's an indie team. I don't expect it to be absolutely pristine, perfect, amazing. You know. Other than that, it pretty much worked as you would have expected. One thing I will say, just to start off with, I think the class balancing is a bit off. A lot of the missions are based on a lot of stealth. Since the gameplay is designed around, I'm guessing it's meant to be, oh, it's realistic, and your soldiers could be there 1 second and blown away the next. Okay, but it results in a very stealthy approach for most missions being the obvious go-to, and when that's the case, and you have one class that is really good at taking people out stealthily from range, right, that move around stealthier, that are harder to detect, that will kill people in one shot and not just blow half a magazine into someone, thus saving you bullets, keeping in mind that it's a resource management thing. Yeah, I mean, as we found with my squad composition, the scout is enormously overpowered. Not just a little, they are absolutely insanely overpowered. And I'm not saying that this is necessarily a bad thing, actually. You know, if you're doing like a covert mission and you're trying to be stealthy, it seems to make sense that you would bring mostly scouts. Realistically, you probably would. That said, though, I think I wouldn't necessarily say that the classes need to be balanced more, but I think that they should lean into this whole hybrid class thing, right? So more of your abilities should be usable regardless of class. The passive abilities especially. Some of them, obviously, you're going to want to tie them down to a class, but I would just go as far as to say I think that you should just have proficiencies, not classes. So, you know, you should have the sniper proficiency, you know. certain abilities, obviously, you should only be able to use if you're using a certain weapon, you know. Creating that firing arc with the machine gun and doing like controlled bursts and stuff with it should only apply to the machine gun, obviously. But, you know, but the things like the critical shot, it's like, well, maybe the crit shot should be able to be used with a regular rifle, but with shorter range or something. Maybe you should be able to fit a bayonet onto the end of your sniper rifle. There's nothing stopping you. You know, it's a rifle with a scope. Why wouldn't you also fit a bayonet? You know? So, I would tend to say that there should be more, and again, especially the passive abilities, because then it gives you a reason to multi-class. And I don't think you should get XP in each of those classes. Like I say, I think it should be like proficiencies. Your soldier gains XP, which they can put into whatever, so that at the end of the mission you can kind of, you know, oh, I've leveled up my sniper abilities now. I'm going to get the grenade ability. I'm going to grab the bayonet charge and stick a bayonet on my sniper rifle. Huh. I'll be honest, I was expecting like a big summary thing here. Maybe we'll get one? Or maybe it'll go back to the menu. We'll find out. Looks like it's menu. Right. I think that the other thing as well is passives shouldn't use an ability slot. You can only use 4 abilities on your soldier, and if you're going to make it then so you can make the multi-classing a bit better, and add more abilities maybe, you should have more ability slots and the passives shouldn't take one up. Because you find yourself leveling a soldier up and then it's like, well, what's the point in leveling up Grenadier other than to get the stats? What's the point in leveling up Machine Gunner if I can't use the abilities at the same time? There's no real purpose. If there were some cool passives, as well as, obviously there's the stat bonuses there, that does help with this, but if there were some cool passive traits and things like that. For this sort of thing, I would say that the golden, like the golden standard for these types of things is probably something like XCOM 2, and it's worth looking into. That said, next I would just say that the stealth on missions can be a bit finicky. I'm not sure why being behind cover doesn't count as being hidden, right? I think there should be, because it's obviously got line of sight. It's obviously got the line of sight tech in the game, because objects like buildings and fencing and that will prevent line of sight, but being behind cover won't, and you think that would. So I think they need to kind of relook at the way stealth works. You know, it's a mostly stealth action RTS game. You know, you are going to spend a lot of the time in stealth, especially at the start. But you kind of... The issue with that is, again, when it's quite difficult to stealth, because you can't just go behind cover, it's like, yeah, it makes stealth less and less likely to be used. Much harder to use it in that. So it's, yeah, it doesn't really work the way I would expect it to, and I think it probably should take being in cover into account. I do like, though, that they kind of go, ooh, what was that? And take a moment before detecting you. Though, yeah, so I do like that. They should probably detect you a bit more easily, though, if you're closer to them, perhaps. But it's always a funny one, stealth in games, because it's a very difficult balance to get. If you make it too easy, then you end up with, you know, things like where, oh god, back in the day when people on Skyrim would just stick a bucket on the shopkeeper's head. Look, it's blocked his line of sight, and then they just steal everything. We don't want those scenarios, but at the same time, you don't want to be, you know, unable to move around the environment. And of course, it makes snipers all the more powerful because again, they can take them out of range of their sight with their sniper rifles, and they get the camouflage perk. So it's the stealth as it is makes it so that the scouts are really powerful and everyone else kind of isn't. I would say that I'd like to see some more mission variety. Toward the beginning there's a lot of stealth missions, toward the end there's a lot of gun-ho missions. Maybe, I don't know how trapped they will be by the, because I know it's based on a true story, so it might just be following the accounts to a certain extent from the original historical events, so they might be limited there, but a few more gun-ho missions in the sort of first few chapters and a bit more stealthing at the end. I really liked the ones where you got allies as well when you were helping certain factions and things. But there was some really good interesting missions in there. But another thing as well is I think sometimes it needs to be made very clear if you're doing a defense mission, if I can kind of tell you without necessarily spoiling the mission, but you know, because sometimes it's, oh, we're going in and we're going to attack this location, and it's actually a stealth mission. It's more like you're raiding them rather than it being a full-on offensive, in which case it's like, right, I should have brought scouts, not a ton of grenadiers. That sort of thing. Other than that though, like I say, the RTS elements, they suffice. I think sometimes death can be a bit abrupt. I think there were one time where one of my guys got hit and he didn't go down, he just straight up died. I'm sure that happened at least once. I think there should definitely be a, like, because this is another thing, when they go down, I think it takes the additional damage into account when they get hit by something, and I think that's why I got that one insta-death once, where they just got hit and just got wiped out, because I think it takes the overflow damage away from their, their, oh, what you call it, I'll just call it their downed bar, stabilising meter, that's it, the stabilisation meter thing, that counts down till they can't be stabilised anymore, whatever you want to call it. The timing before they die. I think the overflow damage is taken away from that, and I don't think it should be. I think it should always be full, and I don't think the extra damage should really affect it, because otherwise you can get these weird insta-kill scenarios. And I think one thing you have to keep in mind is it is a game, and if something just happens and you can't do anything about it, it kind of will annoy the person playing, as it did with me. But yeah, oh, and one last thing, loved the injury system. Not many people do that. I remember it was in, I think the best iteration of this sort of system has probably been in Mordheim. In Mordheim, you control like a party of mercenaries going out fighting like rats and ogres and goblins and things and all that like. And if your units get injured, they'll literally come back with like eye patches and peg legs and things. So you get injury traits added to your characters at the end of missions if they got like grievously injured and things, which is quite cool. But it doesn't really tutorialise that at any point, so you don't really find out until it just happens, and you have to notice, because it's just a notification on the right side that just pops up and goes away real quick. But it is a cool little system, that. I think more people should do it. But yeah, I think they need to also tell you a bit more about it, that it's happening. The overworld stuff, so moving away from the RTS things, I think that there's good resource management. It's really in depth. You're literally managing the individual bullets you're firing. There's a good variety of upgrades, though there are some issues with the upgrading system that I will point out. I think it's you do end up, especially like about midway through, you find that certain resources you just kind of hit a critical mass on and just... So for example, as soon as you get a kitchen car, you never run out of food ever. You just never run out of food. Food is no problem. And you end up hoarding loads of it. And there's nothing you can really do with that food, other than maybe sell it or something. But you're just producing that much of it. It becomes trivial. And the same thing happens with coal. The same thing happens with cloth. Once you've got all the cars on the train insulated, cloth is no longer used, basically. It is used for insulation, and that's basically it, other than some bedrolls now and then when you send squads out. So you end up with these massive resource floats of certain things. And you end up having to dump a load of it, because you can't get to sell it quickly enough. So it's a bit... There might be some balancing issues to look into with the resources on the map. You just end up with way too much of certain things at certain times, and unable to get rid of it. And I think part of it might be because you just can't haul that much in your inventory. You literally have just an absolutely jam-packed full storage thing, and you can't fit any more in. So storage is an issue. I'd either like more things to spend that stuff on, or I'd like more storage or something. Feels a bit bad every time you're just dumping things on the side of the road. You know, we're here in Russia and our journey is going to be super hard and tough, and oh my god, we'll need everything that we can get. Anyway, dump 500 lumps of coal on the side of the road because we can't carry any more. We're already so absolutely ram-jam full of resources. It kind of takes away from it being this harsh, hard to survive thing when you're literally having to dump stuff because you've got too much. I'm saying this, and I know, of course, in the difficulty menus there are sliders to make it even harder on the resources, but honestly, it's the default should be a bit tougher, I think, because the thing is, you're not going to know that you need to put the difficulty up until you've played the game at least once. You know, you have to play into the game at least a little bit, and honestly, you don't start massively floating things to like halfway. That said, other than that, all I would say is there's some... I noticed inventory bugs. Obviously, we ended up accidentally duplicating 10,000 kilos worth of items at the end. Just accidentally created an additional, like, 50-something grenades. You know, as you do. Just... I don't know. I think it was because he got ill and removed from the cannon post or something. I don't know what triggered that. That's all I can think that must have triggered it. So maybe if it's like units getting ill and removed from things. Because we've had various moments throughout the game where we've randomly acquired additional resource on the train a few times. I think that's happened. And I was wondering why, but I'm wondering if maybe there's been some duplication going on. You know, maybe that's why we're having some weirdness happen. We're having too many resources. I can't say for sure now because it is making me wonder that. Other than that, I will say I did see. I think there is another, not necessarily bug, but just a weird balancing thing. Whenever you have like a celebratory drink, like say I don't know, you go to the pub or you have a drink for someone dying. I think this happened when someone died, and when I went to the pub, like we ended up with like 3 or 4 alcoholics. Like you look at the description of the vodka item, and it's a 1% chance. And we've got like 30 or I think we had 40 odd people, didn't we? So you would have expected a couple alcoholics, but we seemed to get quite a few there. You know, it almost makes going to the pub and having drinks and stuff a bad thing, because that can't be. I mean, maybe it is. I just rolled a lot of ones, but we seemed to be getting a lot of alcoholics there when we had like 2 drinks in the game. I think we only went to the pub or had drinks a few times, so it's a bit odd that that triggered so often. One thing I will say with the overworld system, that really did bug me is that the weather system seems to either be broken or very poorly balanced. It seems that the way I seemed to experience it, so if you are out in the cold and you basically roll your dice, you're in the cold, okay, there's a very low chance, you rolled a critical failure, you're now ill. Right? That seems to be how it tends to work. You know, you go out in the cold, or you're not properly insulated on your train cars, and there's a chance of getting ill. Right? And then when you do get ill, it then seems to look at the temperature, and it goes, it's -1 outside, so you get ill. And that's all you get. You basically get sniffles. Okay, fair enough. But the problem then it seems to do is you can make it so the temperature is only, say, -1 in the train cars, which is the maximum you can get if it's, say, -5 outside. So the coldest it can get outside is -5. You can't fully negate that in the train cars. You can get it to a max of -1 at that point. But what it seems to do then is the risk of being ill is quite low. It says it's quite low. It isn't. Everyone seemed to be ill. So BS there. I think it must be rolling to see who's ill. It must be like every hour or something, or maybe even more, because loads of soldiers were falling ill. We had a full hospital car at the back, and there were that many dropping ill. We were beginning to lose enough people to man squads and work on the train and things. We just had to straight up close the workshop. But the issue is, so we've got that, but I think it then, once you're ill, it still rolls how bad the illness is based on the outside temperature. So basically what I'm saying is, I think it's a case of, say it's -5 outside, you're in a fully insulated train car with a tier 2 stove, so it's the maximum warmth it can get, which is an additional 4 warmth, so in total you're at -1, but you get ill. I think all that the warmth does is lower the chance of getting ill, but then when you get ill, it just looks at the outside temperature being -5 and makes you gravely ill, or just gives you frostbite. And gives your character like the maimed injury or something. It's like, what? No, it were at they were at -1. They're like they're hugging a stove. And he goes, no, it's freezing outside. They got ill. They get frostbite. It's bizarre. I swear, it's bizarre. The cold system. I feel like it shouldn't have been making my units as bad as they were at the end, because we'd maxed it out. Right. That said, to conclude, I would love to see more of this. I always love these types of games. This has been pretty well put together, considering it's not like an enormous studio or anything, so it's very, very well done. And I was really looking forward to this. I was supposed to be playing this and Space Marine 2 over the Christmas holidays and that, and unfortunately, Space Marine 2 has been held back until next September of all things. Like, Jesus Christ, like 9 additional months to go on that then. But so this has kind of had to shoulder the burden of being the game I'm playing over December, and it's done a good job. I'm glad. You know, I'm happy with it. It's done a great job, considering I was disappointed to start with, because, you know, one of the games I've been looking really forward to has just been postponed for God knows how long. But yeah, now getting this, it's like, oh, yeah, well, this has helped make up for that quite a bit. But yeah, I'd love to see more. Obviously they can't do Last Train Home 2. Obviously not. You know, if it's a historical event, you know, it's not like you could do, yes, it's the part 2 to the Last Train Home. You know, Return to Russia. No, it's if it's a historical thing, you can't exactly. So they'd have to do a new setting or something. But You know, something like, I don't know, it's like that. A few have been done, like, you know, you could do spaceships, but it's like, okay, but Battlestar Galactica exists, FTL exists, Homeworld 3's coming out soon, just saying that's been done a lot. I would be tempted to do something that's not straight up spaceships or something, but, you know, could do just a few examples that I've come up with on my own while I've been sort of thinking this through, like what could you do that's like a journey. And I thought maybe it could be like a post-apocalyptic thing, and instead of having like individual soldiers, you put those individual soldiers in like customizable cars, and you have like a convoy with giant war rigs and stuff maybe, or you could do like an aircraft carrier. I mean, aircraft carriers, similar to, I mean, what were it, Hive Fleet a few years back, that was really good. So it'd be similar like that, or it could even be like a convoy of refugees or something going through, I don't know, medieval Europe or something. Kind of like what were it I played an age ago. Banner Saga, very good game. Takes that sort of premise of it being basically a load of people in like this medieval fantasy world trying to get safety from like an oncoming threat and things. There's lots of ways you could do it, but I would love to see more. I would definitely love to see more customization though. There's basically none at the moment. It's nice that they've got the characters and their bios and things, but there's zero customization whatsoever. It was a very big part of XCOM, and it really allows you to get attached to the soldiers, and then you do actually mourn them a bit when they eventually die horribly in battle. You know, you actually care. And honestly, there's no better way of getting you to care about characters in a game than to have you name them and customize them. Now, I wouldn't expect that in Last Train Home. These are, I'm presuming, historical characters. I think you can even read their bios and things if you click on the characters. You can read a bio somewhere, I think, on each of them. But I would at least like to see the models be different. So with this, it just has the little photos different at the bottom, but the actual models are all the same. As far as I can tell, they're not really that different from each other. So I'd like to see more personality in the characters, preferably a certain level of customization and things. That would be nice. It's honestly one of the biggest upgrades that they did from XCOM 1 to 2. It's surprisingly effective and very important if you're wanting the people playing to actually give a crap about the characters on the screen. I've already mentioned the classes, but I would definitely look into the classes. And again, from the overworld thing, I'd just look into having more of certain resource types. Like, I wouldn't have been floating cloth as a resource, like just having way too much. I wouldn't have had that problem, nor would I have had the problem with the temperature and things if there was an insulation level 3, for example. Or something like that. Just little things. That's pretty much it. You know, it's... I mean, I'd love to see just adding more stuff as well. I mean, you know, you could always have like a free car on the back of a train that you can just roll a tank onto and carry a tank around with you that you can deploy on missions. You know, when it gets destroyed, you just go and steal another enemy tank and take that back with you. Whatever, you know, it's... Repair it up before each battle, you know, there's things that you could do here, different ideas and all that. Again, though, just to reiterate, because you know, I don't like to, as much as this is me like kind of looking at what could have been done differently, what could have been better, I think generally speaking overall it's been an absolutely excellent game. The RTS part goes, you know, it's easily enough. I think they could do a bit more with it. I would look into making some of the buildings destructible and possibly garrisonable. But, of course, assumption is that they'll probably be doing something very different next time. Like I say, I mean, if they're doing like aircraft carrier or maybe something like, say, like post-apocalyptic with cars and vehicles and that, you might not even be using cover or anything. So there's that to think about, but... They might not even do this type of game next, you never know, but... But I would say, yeah, the artist part, very good. Really good job. Missions were all quite fun. Really got into the overworld stuff and love how you can just zoom in and watch the train. Absolutely brilliant. You know, it does a lot right. So, really good, nice release just before end of year to finish out on. But, yeah. That has been the last train home. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a long one. I mean, you can see there the journey playtime. We're over 39 hours. So it has been a long ass game. I will say just before we finish, it's just a bit of a poignant thing this has been on there. You kind of, going through it, you kind of realise, you know, sometimes the amount of blood, sweat and tears that goes into the creation of a nation. You can kind of, you know, at the time of recording this, you know, you look over at the war in Ukraine and things now, and I think it's very much a nice little underscoring of the time at the moment where we see all this sort of stuff happening. You can kind of sympathise with, you know, even though Ukraine and Russia might be more similar these days, and I mean, they could probably, you know, Russia could probably rule there just fine and no one would really notice the difference and all this and t'other. You know, the fact of the matter is that, well, yeah, but they did secede from you, and you know why. You know, that whole thing you had about communism, and, you know, as we very well seen demonstrated in this, that it's like, yeah. And there's a lot of politics mixed in, you know, about NATO expansion and, you know, them wanting to join EU, Russia not wanting borders of the quote-unquote West to get up to and that, but when it comes down to it in the end, you know, of course, you should never expect a nation to really hand over its independence so willy-nilly when these things are usually very hard fought for. I mean, I think with Britain, our experience of this has always been with Ireland. It's like, you know, all of Britain, all the British Isles are part of Britain, apart from that one bit. And as much as we all might be incredibly similar, there's not even really a religious difference now. I think Ireland's, they even allow, abortion and things now, which, I mean, go back half a century, even less, and they wouldn't have allowed that because of them being staunch Catholics, which is becoming less and less true every year. But as much as we might be more similar these days, the fact of the matter is the last few interactions we've had with them have been rather abusive from our parts, and, you know, we might not have a lot to do with it nowadays. Might be forefathers and ancestors that did that, but the fact of the matter is, you know, yeah, I don't expect them to immediately trust us when we just say, nah, don't worry about it, we've changed, we're fine now, we're fine. No, they're right to hold on to their independence when they've fought for it, they're right to do that. Yeah, all it takes is one idiot to get in charge and you can be suffering just as bad as you were before again. Yeah. But, anyway, all that said, I mean, I would say at this point, you know, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, but I've looked at the backlog size for this, because obviously it's like 30 odd hours that I've been rushing to finish it before Christmas. So this is probably coming out because it's created like a 20 episode backlog or something stupid I've been looking at in my YouTube folder. So I would not be surprised if it's at the end of January or February. So either way, thank you very much for watching though. And I will see you in future videos. And, well, yeah, thanks for watching if you've managed to get all through the entire thing here. I'm glad I stopped this and did a final episode on it, because if we'd have done the last episode and attached it to this, my god, it would be nearly 2 hours long. But I will see you in future videos. I'll see you then.